Joan's voice like echoes in my head when I get asked to do like Dancing with the Stars or Masked Singer or Celebrity American Ninja Warrior. Like embarrassing things I've done on TV, I blame Joan because I always go, Joan would have done it. Joan wasn't too cool for this.
Please welcome Nikki Glazer.
I'm Nikki Glazer, and I am so incredibly honored and grateful to be here tonight to honor Joan Rivers. What a dream. First, not to make this weird, but I just want to talk about something that I actually isn't easy for me to admit, and I've only actually recently gone public with it, but about 5 years ago, I went to the doctor for a routine checkup, and they told me that they found some early signs of aging, and thank you so much. It really is the silent killer. I always knew it would happen, you know? You know you're gonna age, but I don't know, there's just a part of you when you're a young girl that kind of thinks like, maybe I won't, you know? Like maybe science is gonna come out with something that's gonna freeze me at this age forever. And they did, but until I can get my hands on one of those suicide pods, I'm telling you, I have to keep going to see Dr. Diamond in Beverly Hills. And if I mention him, I do get a discount. So I remember being in my 20s when I first heard Joan's joke about her aging vagina, in which she described viscerally that waking up one morning, she looked down and she wondered, why am I wearing a bunny slipper? And why is it gray? And it stuck with me, right? Because I was in my 20s and I did not understand that joke at the time. I remember thinking like, oh, that's just a her problem, right? But man, does that joke hit different today. Dude, I took a gander at mine the other day, and by the way, taking a gander is what you do when you look at things in your 40s, you gander at them. The other day, I gave my howdy do a little looky-loo, and I swear to God, it legit looks like it has 2 gauged earlobes. Like, that is what's happening down there. It's true. When I wear tight jeans, I don't even have camel toe anymore. I have basset hound head. It's falling. And Joan told me it would. It's not just down there either. It's up there. She warned me about these future zucchini implants. Her words, not mine. Joan once said, I took my bra off at a nude beach today and accidentally clubbed 2 baby seals. Oh my God. If you look through all of her jokes, Joan had infinite jokes about the way that she looked. And maybe I'm projecting here, but I really believe one of the main reasons Joan was so funny was because she never felt pretty, you know? Honestly, I know that's why I do this. And before you say like, Nikki, no, stop, you're so pretty. I'll wait. Okay, thank you. But the thing was, sure, yeah, I am, but Joan was pretty too. But it doesn't matter what the truth is. It's how we feel about ourselves. Joan once said that she was so ugly, they awarded her vibrator the Purple Heart. And like, you don't think of that unless you think of that. You know what I mean? Joan and I both understood that from a young age that if we were gonna be as adored as the beautiful women that we envied, we were gonna have to bring other things to the table, right? We'd have to make up for it in some other way, and that way was writing jokes and plastic surgery. That was what we were gonna do. The only thing more shameful than aging is admitting that you might have done something about it, right? But Joan didn't care. Joan did both. She aged and did something about it and told us about it. She once said, I know a girl who had her bags removed from under her eyes and used them as bosoms. Don't laugh, it was me. And I love that joke. My favorite part of that joke is when she says, don't laugh. Because that's so real. Because of course Joan wanted us to laugh, but like not too hard, you know? I'm saying this to help us all understand Joan Rivers a bit more. This is what made Joan Rivers Joan Rivers. You don't get to be that funny, that bold, that smart when you like yourself, you know? You can't be funny with self-esteem. You're not Martin Short, you know? Sure, it's sad that Joan never fully understood how beautiful she truly was, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad that she didn't, you know? Because she let other 6s like me know that if you're funny enough, people might treat you like an 8. And recently, I was complaining about aging in Hollywood, and my friend, to make me feel better, said, Nikki, you don't need to worry about aging. You know, you're the next Joan Rivers. And of course, that was meant as a compliment, but didn't feel like one, you know? Like when people tell me I look exactly like my dad. But truly, being compared to Joan, what a gift. It was actually the greatest compliment I could ever ask for. Because I do want to be like Joan. I want to make people laugh by speaking the unspeakable. I want to turn pain into joy. I want to be a bad mom. But most of all, just like Joan, I want to keep working up until the very end so I can die doing what I love, undergoing a risky surgical procedure. Thank you, Joan. We love you. Good night.